Just a pilot in his cockpit seated. Black leather on his ass, keep a hustler heated.
All right, so I got the Rally Armor mud flaps here. I'll do a quick unboxing and then I'll install them. I don't really know how hard it is to install. From what I understand, you don't have to modify anything on the car, so that kind of would imply that it's easy, but we'll see. On Rally Armor's website, they kind of make it sound like it's a little bit difficult to install, but you know how that goes, it's relative. So let's do an unboxing and we'll see.
You can't even look me in the eye.
Okay, looks pretty straightforward. We got some parts, and then we got the flaps. So there's really not much to it. Okay, so it says remove the outer fender well fasteners. Alright, got my 4 fasteners I took off. It says pull the liner away to gain access to the inner fender. But there's harder clips in here, and this one has an actual metal clip, so I imagine that's what we're going to be using. Okay, so they include 2 types of clips, and according to the instructions, the top 2 locations are going to use the S clips, which are the bigger, more fancier clips, and the one on the bottom is going to use a U clip, which is the smaller clip. Instructions actually aren't bad. And once you got these clips in, the bracket goes back over. You have to take this bracket, this front mounting bracket, and there's a little notch here on the bottom. You'll see there's the 2 little notches to make it easier to bend. So it's going to install like this, and I don't know if you can tell from here, but it'll hit the tire from this vantage point. So you need to bend it in to make it where it doesn't clear that tire. So you just bend it across the 2 notches that it has. Makes it a little bit easier to bend. Just enough so the tire won't make contact with it as it comes across, which I think right there is fine. So just something to keep in mind. These are all different. So the way it's going to work is you want each of them to have the Rally Armor in the back. So the other front one wouldn't work here because it would have it in the front. So just pay attention to that. There are 2 different ones for the front, 2 different ones from the back. The only thing that's different is the Rally Armor logo is in a different spot. So now we have our little bracket here, and the bracket goes on the same side as the logo, just like this. The logo's down here, it's going to install that way on the car. So now we're going to attach the bracket to that curved area, and I imagine you can bend this a little bit more once it's on if you find your tire not clearing correctly. So I'm going to put this little clip that it comes with. It looks kind of like a little rivet thing. They call it a C-clip, but this looks like a little fastener. That's going to go in from the back, and it's going to go through a little hole here, and then you're just going to snap it into place, and that's going to hold that. It's going to hold it in right there. And it actually is going to hold it away from the tire, so it actually all clears correctly. Okay, the next step is going to be to find the little spacer. There should be 2 different ones, one for each side. And it's pretty obvious which one goes where. And this is a little spacer to give this whole thing a flat area for it to mount on. And it's going to use a washer here on the outside and one of these long screws. There's 2 types of screws, long screws and short screws. So the washer is going to go on the outside of your mud flap, and then it should just screw in.
My eyes, I saw a shadow flying high.
Okay, now we got the short screws. It only comes with 2 long screws, so the rest uses short screws. The long screws are only used in that spot right there. So 2 of the short screws and washers, and install them everywhere else in these last 2 spots. Now the instructions are they note to only finger tighten everything, so that's what I'm going to try to do.
And that's what they call me. I promise that you'll never be lonely.
Just all we're doing now is just lining everything up and then tighten it down.
In these fast times, chasing lifelines for a lifetime.
Alright, it looks pretty secure.
In another world, maybe we would be together still. If you hate us and resent that, I don't give a shit, I'll let it spill. I don't give a damn, I'll keep it real. Cause by now I hope you know the drill. I would never lie, young forever, I ain't never gonna die. Told me grow up and I went and showed them why I could make it. I showed them the power in youth, power in truth. The younger you stay, the closer you are to your roots. That's the reason I know I can teach you how to hit the skies, rise above them without getting high. But if it help a bit, take a little hit, take a little sip.
Okay, that was pretty easy. Now for the rear. Okay, so the first step back here is going to be to remove the bottom clip, and that's just right under here.
Between what I am, what I was, what I will be. It's the only place that I feel free. Hope you feel me.
Now we're going to install this mounting bracket. Now that we got the clip out, now this mounting bracket's going to sandwich in between, so it's actually going to go underneath. One of the things I recommended was bending this up a little bit and this over a little bit, just to kind of follow the curve of the car to get everything to go in a little bit better. And I'm finding the same issue, so let's see if that helps. Okay, got that in there. And once you have that in there, you're supposed to install the original clip that we just took out. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to take the little U-clip that it comes with and sandwich it in between the fender and the bracket.
Keep my passions alive. Please say you've heard of a place I can fly where nothing's impossible. That's where I gotta go. They said the only way up was to get in line. I'm telling you that somebody lied.
So now we have our bracket fully installed. So now all we need to do is mount the actual mud flap down. So you're gonna make sure the logo is facing the rear. There's one for left, one for right. I don't think they're labeled in any way, but it's pretty obvious. And there's also 2 different brackets. So I'm gonna line this up.
For this I am not alive. I don't deserve the breath, I don't deserve the steps, don't deserve the criticism or compliments. This is who I am, this is what I do. Outside of Neverland, I don't have a clue. They call us lost.
Yeah, it's aligned pretty good. So the middle takes a screw, and the top and bottom corners takes these little nuts it came with, and of course use a washer. And they say these are 11mm. I didn't have an 11mm, but the 7/16 seems like it's the same size, or it should be roughly the same size. Before I do the final tighten down, I'm just trying to make sure things are aligned the way I want them. Okay, so I'm just pulling outward because I really want it to stick out as far as the front does. That looks good, so I'm gonna take the 7/16. And if you could take off the tire while you did this, I imagine it would make it a lot easier. The tire is totally in the way. Not the end of the world though. That done? Looks perfect. So now I'll do the other side.
Boys like me and lost boys like me are free. Neverland is home.
Okay. Best word of advice I could give you for this is really just manhandle the fender. Like, just push on it hard. It's not going to break, obviously, but just use a little bit of force and it'll be a lot easier. Because I was trying to be gentle the first time and I ended up having to use a ton of force. Anyway.
No, but I promise I'm worth it if you just open up your eyes.
I've now got Rally Armor mud flaps. So I think you saw before, but I have the black ones with red lettering. I think it'll match with the car well. So tomorrow morning I'll take some pictures and show it to you. All right, let's take a look at these mud flaps.
I never claimed to be, cause perfect is perception, perception is all that they can see. A vacancy replacing the space and place where my heart should be. Harping on these emotions, self-loathing, broken, what's wrong with me? A song to me is more than just some bullshit in words. It's the only time.
There they are, I'll take some stills.
I was that kid that would get picked last, never the one that would skip class, never the puff when the piff passed, so meeting a rap is a mismatch, right? Your stereotype got me feeling uptight, I've been wanting to fight, I've been up every night as I write and I write, I've been looking for light in the darkest of night, it's a bit of a pipe dream, that's what they told me. If I listened to your dumb ass, I'd regret it as the old me.
On his ass, keep a hustler heated. Weed is engaging the pavement. Rubber escorts like I'm seeking arrangement. Push the gas, escalate the gauges, escalate hits on the camera.